Greetings, people. It's Tremelo Nights, number 11, and I've got something so seriously sick, so seriously sickening to say this week. I've had a real turbulent, tumultuous week with working, because I do floor plans, right? I do floor plans for people when they sell the house, usually, and I had a pretty big one to do this week, and it was a prep school, right, which was $8,000 a term, and it was big. It was super big. I'll put a little picture up, and it took a long time, and I really thought I mushed it all up, but it turned out all right. I didn't have to put the windows and doors on or anything like that. But when I was going round, I didn't know that, so I did draw all of them. Whew, what a wild place that was. I couldn't imagine ever sending my kid to a boarding school. It's just sucks. Sucks, man. Sucks. All the posh kids. I feel like they need to mix with, idiots. There's not many Down syndrome kids that go to boarding school, I imagine. And you need to be around kids of all different types, to get the flavors of life. And that's not a knock against Down syndrome people. I love Down syndrome people. A lot of my greatest friends growing up had Down syndrome, and they all fancied my sister. So, yeah, I'm a big Downy. I was asking the guy while he was taking me around what was the craziest thing that's happened, and he was telling about how somebody had shit on the floor in one of the toilets, and they couldn't figure out who it was. That happened at school that I went to, but it was public, so it managed to make its way onto the walls and on the ceiling as well at mine, and it happened a few times. And when the head teacher brought us in first for when it first happened, right, she was she was less than pleased, I'd say, but I think she was like, okay, I can understand accidents, but there's not really any excuse for what someone's done in that bathroom. And we all got a big talking to, and it just started happening regularly. And after the third or fourth time of getting called in, she really just was. I think she wrote off the whole year group, and she was. She's pretty disgusted in everyone, and I was pretty ashamed, but it wasn't me. I'll tell you that. But it's not a very girly thing to do, is it? It's definitely a lad that has gone into the toilets and wreaked havoc on the floor and the wall with his own feces. I'm sorry, Mrs. Gump. Your boy's different. Now, my boy will get the same education as everybody else, every other child in this school. I love Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump. I love Tom Hanks. I think Tom Hanks might be my favourite actor. Because I remember growing up just watching Big so much. Got it in the free newspaper CD, News of the World. Gosh, he's good. I think he's a good looking guy as well, but what a dream. Waking up, you're big, you're a boy, wake up in kids' clothes that you've tore open, and you just go into New York and play with toys for a living. What a sweet film. But kind of strange at the same time because, she doesn't she kiss the kid at the end, the teenager? And maybe not. Juicy, my legs are juicy. It's not very light in this room anymore. When the sun was beaming in, it was bright, but now it's gone. God, this is my favourite time of year as well. Spring, all the soil's out, all the plants are coming out. Daffodils are one of my favourite flowers. They're all blooming. Tulips, boom, bang. Yeah, I put the camera on a tripod, and it keeps slowly bending, sliding down. It's like a ball in a joint, and I couldn't think of any way to stop it from sliding other than to rub dirt all over it. Like a 14th century druid trying to, fix someone with a cough. But yeah, I walked out to the garden and grabbed some of the neighbours' dirt because I don't have any dirt outside in my garden. It's just concrete and rubbish. Pretty lame, man. I had a little shave, not like a shave, like a trim of my facial hair, and I thought, I'll keep the mustache because I'm just feeling a certain way, whatever that way is, but it seems to only really grow thick in the middle, like a very famous fascist. Yeah, I'll show a picture of that as well, a little bit closer up. I don't want to be looking like this guy. I mean, if these guys that you don't want to look like, I'd say, Adolf pedophiles, all mustache related as well, isn't it? You never wear a hat and someone's like, "Oh, you look like a pedophile." Crazy. And I was talking about pedo hunters the other week. I saw another video. They're getting really horrible. Now it seems to just be common for him to get him to ring up the wife. They did it to this guy, and hearing her scream down the phone and say, "Oh my God, you're nice. You can't have done that. You're such a nice guy." It was sad. It was sad. I don't know how these. I'm starting to think there's something wrong with the paedophile hunters. If I'm being honest. Can you imagine if one of these guys came up to you in public? Hello, and you're on your phone like, yeah, hello. What's your name? George. What's up, mate? No, we're with the pedo hunters, mate. You've been talking to our decoy. No, I haven't. What you want about? What you want about, mate? No, I haven't. No, mate, you have. You've been sending indecent pictures. Oi, everyone, this guy's been sending pictures of his weenie to a 14-year-old decoy. That'd be embarrassing in the middle of town. But is there any sort of repercussions if they get it wrong? Not really, is there? But I've said it before, man. It's not a hill I'm willing to die on, so catch all the paedophiles you want, man. Let the police do the real work of stopping people illegally watching the Premier League. I really want to grow an avocado tree from these big pips. Because I eat avocados, right? And if you never really think about it, do you? The size of the fucking pip in this thing, like mangoes as well, they're fucking huge, man. Like it's half the, it's like the pack, it's more than the packaging. Well, I guess it does decompose or whatever, but I'm thinking of stripping one of these down back to bones and putting it in like a tub of water. That's what I've been seeing people do. So my little self a little avocado tree in 15 years, but it'll last so long. It's cool. I've been to people's houses before, and there's this really old woman, and she looked out the window and she pointed. She's like, "We planted that tree when we moved in here, and it was fucking huge. It was like a massive oak tree. That is wild. It's sad as well. Sad." Yeah, back to the boarding school as well. It was warm inside. I was boiling, right? And they were like, every time I go in a classroom, the kids would like stand up like and look like as a polite thing. I felt like I was like Daenerys Targaryen, walking into the unsullied, changing rooms or whatever. Well, anyway, I think that might just cap it all off. I think my brain has been squeezed fully for the time being. And I will have to see you on the next Tremelo Nights.